You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is episode number 480, San Antonio's favorite podcast. Jeremiah Morrell here, joined by Coach Zach, executive video producer, audio engineer, Zach Burcham.
Good evening.
I'm going to catch him before he puts something in his mouth because that's what he likes to do when I introduce him. Yep, sure.
Let that hang.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Yep, this is what you get, people. Mr. Bones,
Good evening.
welcome. Glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
In your Tar Heels colors.
Every day, all day.
How was the football team?
They're good.
Are we 1-1?
We were 1-1.
We beat
Charlotte.
Charlotte State. Finally got a cupcake on the calendar.
Yeah.
We'll get into Belichick maybe later.
No, we will not.
City Councilman Aaron Dicken is here. So excited to have him here. You have to use the microphone, sir. We're not a council.
Oh.
Keep the truth away from
Just wanna
people.
peek it.
Glad you're here.
Glad to be
It's
here.
going to be exciting. It's been way
Been
too
a
long.
little while, yeah.
You're normally braiding your hair or something when I'm like straightening your stereo wires. You got excuses.
Yeah.
But he forgot to make up an excuse and he came in tonight.
You sprung it on me.
I think bad cell service worked. It was a funny exchange because I sent something over and then he's like, "What? Huh?" I'm like, "I clearly told you what I needed."
right.
And he's
Forgot that part.
One of the texts didn't go through. It was a comedy of errors. It was our own little sitcom. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that we had planned. Some state news, some city news with Aaron. We got some Colts and some sports things going on. And I felt really good about that show. And I had it planned before yesterday. And then stuff happened yesterday. And I said, well, that's going to have to enter the conversation too. But we're going to do it in the way we always do it, with a little reverence, a little bit of respect. And we're going to have an actual conversation like we like to do. This show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh. But hopefully you always learn something new. Mr. Bones, we just did a Patreon.
We did. It was a delightful one.
It was a good one. There was a lot of eating, a lot of drinking, a lot of consumption.
Yes.
And a little bit of that's going to bleed over into the top of this show today as well.
Yes.
Yes. Give people a sample of what
Yeah.
they get.
Yeah.
Now, if you are a patron, you're one of the reasons why the show gets on the air each and every week.
You guys are the real heroes.
They are the heroes.
Hold for a
This
bless.
is the PBS moment here. Maybe there's a tote bag involved. Actually, Councilman
DVD.
Dicken, go over there to that box and grab yourself a T-shirt. You deserve one of those.
Like right now?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now. Just go get you one.
When Jeremiah says do it
Before
now,
we
you
forget.
do it now.
You get the show notes if you're in the Facebook group. All this, you get added to a Facebook group. You get the Patreon delivered.
You
to
get the
15,
nuts and bolts of this operation.
15 or 20 minutes sent directly to you via email and RSS feed. It's all kinds of cool stuff. But then if you're a super tier guy,
Super.
$50 or more a month,
We're going to talk about you.
you get the Bones treatment. Is that the best shirt size? we can
Good
get for you?
Lord.
There were other options, but this is the one he wants.
Look at his moo-moo.
Wow.
I need a sleep shirt.
Wow. All right. Well, I was hoping you'd wear it in public, but that's the way you feel
It's
about
like
us.
khaki on khaki. It is.
It's kind of the same colors as shorts, so if the light's right,
This might be
he
the
might look like
this
he's-
might be
he
the
might
image.
look like he's got no.
This
pants
might
on.
be the image that we send out in the newspaper this week. Everybody, be ready.
We'll send that to Travis for the newspaper.
Mr. Bones, we're trying to do a commercial.
Yeah.
What? Who we have to say thank you to?
Jonathan Phillips over at Wetzel Ford in Richmond, Indiana.
Yeah. Get yourself a Lincoln.
Lincoln, new Ford, or any used model they may have on the lot. Jonathan will help you out.
I saw one of those sweet Ford Lightnings going down the road yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was there are no gas stations, or barely any gas stations between Evansville and Bloomington on I-69 on that journey back to
Yeah.
Evansville. They were rocking the Ford Lightning, the electric vehicle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's some good range all the way from Evansville to Indy. No concerns at all.
Nice.
I passed them.
Just burn fuel.
What else? I was just burning dinosaur bones, man.
If you just noticed, we as Aaron tried on a new shirt from. I can't even talk right now.
You're doing great. Varsity Outfitters.
Yeah, Varsity Outfitters. Blake Reese makes everybody look good. You got a special team or anything, you'll have it embroidered for you, screen printed.
Team outfits, a lot of Newcastle gear, any local sports stuff you need, or if you got custom corporate stuff you need,
Yeah,
they'll hook you up.
and if you're out of Newcastle, still bring it to Blake.
That's right. They'll mail it to you.
Yeah.
You can do it from anywhere in the world.
Camping season. Thomas Oakes is your man to go see over there at Walnut Ridge RV.
You got to meet him. He's a reasonable fellow.
He is reasonable. Yes,
He's ready to make deals.
He is ready to make deals.
Yeah.
You got Morrell Monument Cleaning down in Rush County. She'll make your dead relatives look good again.
Thanks. Yep, that's what she pays for.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, she doesn't make the
The
relatives
headstones,
look
the
headstones.
monuments.
Yes.
Get it cleaned up. Set. You got a family member that you
Yeah.
want to honor.
Yes.
That's the
what
goal.
she'll make look good again. The other ones,
The stones.
yeah.
Nothing else is involved.
No.
All right.
And then Pops Recycle. You got an old vintage bicycle that you want redone, or would you like to buy an old vintage bicycle?
That's right.
Pops Recycle down in
The
Rush County.
Chicago Schwinns. So on my trip to Evansville, I was down in the DoubleTree, downtown Evansville, and there's a Starbucks in there, and I was getting my coffee.
Time out. There's a lot to unpack right there. You stayed at a DoubleTree.
Yes,
Cheap ass.
that's a premium hotel in the Hilton family. Hilton and DoubleTree are equals.
Okay.
That's comes with a free cookie. I got shorted the free cookie, but we won't tell anybody about that. That's not the point.
Okay.
So I was in the Starbucks line.
They have a
getting my
Starbucks
coffee.
at a DoubleTree.
It's a premium hotel.
Okay. You say that. I don't remember.
What you should have done is gone to downtown Evansville. There's two coffee shops right across from each other. There's River City, which is a super modern, clean-looking cafe. Across the street, though, River Kitty Cafe. It's a cat cafe. I swear. It is. It's pretty cool.
This was in my hotel building.
Okay.
It was steps from
So
where
you're
my
paying
bed
for
was.
convenience. All right, we got it.
We expensed it. In the Starbucks, they had a Schwinn bicycle. Looked like a vintage one. I send it to Pops. He sends back, that's a knockoff Chinese current one. That is not a Chicago Schwinn.
Man, look at those
First of all, he
eyes.
cut me down at the knees,
Yeah.
but he knows what he's talking about. That's the point of this commercial, not the kitty cat cafe around the corner. It's fine.
I thought you were going in on the coffee. I was like, man, there's better ways
Yeah.
you could do it, but to each their own.
DoubleTree is a fine hotel.
Is it?
He's
Yeah.
really offended by the attack
Single
on
tree,
DoubleTree.
not so much.
Yeah. It's fine.
Just tree hotel.
It's not the Rain Tree. Not
true.
a sponsor. Call us up, though.
Yeah,
No,
now.
hey, no free ads. No free ads.
They're going to be ringing you up now.
Yeah.
So that's the treatment you get. You join Patreon. You get the fun and frivolity over there, and you get yourself mentioned a little pitch off the top of Bones' dome.
Yeah. When I can talk and don't say anything offensive.
Once again,
Outrageous.
join Patreon. You'll love it. Mr. Bones, you were a part of something really cool yesterday in Rushville
Yes.
for your personal services sponsor,
yes.
Bobo Link,
Bobolink.
location in Rushville, Cambridge City, and other places. You got a bottle sitting on the table there. Explain what we got. We're going to do it right now. We're going to try this. We're going to try this sample that you brought.
Thank you, Aaron. If you'll do the honors. We have a bottle from Jeb Creed, a own private barrel selection. A couple individuals from Bobolink went down. I was not one of them. But
I love how he says that every time. A little salty every time.
Uninvited
uninvited.
due to his
They did not
due to
include
his
me on this
coarse-
one.
Coarse language. He's on a short ban from even the whiskey distilleries will
But-
not let him in the door.
But without my expertise, they did very well on this.
They picked something nice.
They did. They
Now,
very
how do you
well.
know? Because you're just taking the label, the thing off now.
So we had a release party last night
Oh,
down in Rushville, and I tried a little sample there, purchased my own bottle, and I quite enjoyed it.
so this is
Jebba Creed.
the way he pronounces it, Jebtha,
Oh, it is? Jebba?
Tabitha, Jebtha Creed, I think is how you're supposed to say it. Very prominent. They're on Highway 64.
64. Yeah. Just outside Louisville, east side.
So this is a special bottle that you're only going to get there. That's
Correct.
That's the hook. And it's a wheated bourbon. This is going to be like way higher proof point than old Jeremiah likes to have.
Yeah. But as we've all said, we're going to make
this is
Jeremiah
manly stuff.
Yeah. We're going to make a man out of him. Slowly but surely.
Can we make a man out of him by singing Man Out of You from Mulan? I feel like that would be peak.
Go for it.
I think Man of Me was it a Gary Allen song? She made a man out of me.
So this was made with bloody butcher corn.
Okay. I had asked when you said, hey, this is one of the things they're known for is it's like this special corn.
Yeah.
That it's like a red, white, and blue kind of a corn.
It's 7 years, 1 month.
In the barrel.
In the barrel. It's 75% bloody butcher corn, 20% malted wheat, and 5% malted barley.
Okay. No rye.
No rye.
That's my speed.
We said 119, right?
119.
All right. Well, thank God we practiced on Patreon. This won't hurt nearly as much.
The 82 proof really got us close.
That's nice.
Does not drink like 119.
That does not drink 119.
Oh, but at the end though, it hits the
It's
afterburners.
got a little.
It hits the afterburners, and it
gotta
just keeps
touch a kick it there. At
This
the
is
end.
like hypermiling, where you can just go and go and go and go on that one. There was something we tasted on Patreon that just disappeared immediately. This is the exact opposite.
Yeah, this stays with you.
It just carries.
This has got a funk to it that it's quite enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of sweetness.
So they bought a whole barrel of this.
Yes,
and it's available at the Bobble Links across the Bobble Link Nation.
correct.
What's a bottle of this set a guy back?
That I forgot,
Not you, but like a regular person.
I forgot.
Because I'm sure you get paid in
I forgot to ask. I
in
just
your
handed my
endorsement
credit card yesterday. Tony ran it. Asked if I wanted a receipt. I always say no. And
it's a value at twice the price.
I'm going to say it's under 100. I'm going to say right around $70. I would assume.
Okay.
So it's good. It's very drinkable.
It'll cure all of your illnesses, Zach.
No.
Anything. It'll fix. You got a knee that hurts?
My knee
Try it.
is so much better, honestly. Like I could go.
I'm good. I rolled my ankle on Tuesday and I just ran her off.
Oh, I'm sorry. This went into the barrel at 119 and they came out at 118 proof. So,
Well, that sounds a lot like what Councilman Dicken said earlier on Patreon or between the shows, but somebody had to be right.
but we don't usually listen to Aaron.
You're not the only one.
Welcome to the entire city. That's what he said.
So this is, like I said, this is available at Bob Link. Go down and get some. It's awesome.
Very fun. Well, thank you for bringing that. That's
You're welcome.
That's
Yeah,
something
that's
special. You'll never find that again. That's
will
that's
not.
a single barrel of something that's only available there. So
Yes.
when they're gone, they're gone. Councilman Dicken.
Yeah.
We've had some city centric shows here lately,
You have.
and that's not necessarily what we're trying to do today.
Are
but I
people
said,
talking about the city?
well, if you're in here, we're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, first thing I want to talk about, because this is what the show has been. What the hell's going on in Ward 4 for road construction?
You can't get in, you can't get out, and you might be able to get in 1 minute, and then 5 minutes later, true story, that happened this week to me. I was like, oh, Main and Riley's open. Go through. Then I turn around, leave the house, shut down. So, but it's totally open now, both along Riley and out your way, south on Main. So, yeah, I mean, not ideal, especially when it's not your guys that you're hiring. It's a state utility who can do pretty much what they want, and they're not going to be there supervising.
I'm going to use some names because I had an analogy. So the folks on the south side have been dealing with, which is who you represent, the south side of Newcastle,
right?
The what's it like? Is it Q? What's your north south, or is it Riley
I
Road?
think I always say it's like from the park to Woodbrook, which is on South Main, and then from about Road 3 to what's the Baptist Church? Grace Baptist Church, right there on Q Avenue.
Yeah.
On Q Avenue,
Yeah,
like
so
out
most of the
towards
south end of town.
Foam Rubber.
Anything in southern Newcastle is basically yours.
Yes, roughly.
Been under siege the last couple of years with multiple utility improvements going on the east-west corridor through your district.
Water mains. Yeah.
So
That was an artesian spring.
That's true.
Remain
Well,
true.
and then I'm thinking like that electrical debacle too, with the boxes that just sprung up out of nowhere.
So they
I
buried
mean,
all the electrical lines last year or 2 years ago. Then
well, they
this year-
upgraded. I think it was all upgraded. The lines are still there.
Then this year they buried water lines, I guess, or sewer
Gas
lines,
main.
gas lines.
Mm-hmm.
So those got done, and then they tied into everybody's house, which got to cut the road one more time. Once they got the big gas line in, then they cut into their houses. So when these sorts of things happen, the utility company hires a contractor, and they hire the same thing happened on the road I work in Muncie. I work on the south side of Muncie on Macedonia Avenue. Don't go chasing me down at work.
We heard what you said.
Yeah. This contractor that they hire to pave the road is called Case.
Mm-hmm.
Case. They do a little bit of asphalt work and maybe driveways and
Tractors.
yeah, little stuff. Yeah, Case International. So Case is the contractor, and you can tell that Case works on a different budget and level of safety and expectations than Milestone does, who's the State Road 3 contractor. Because those guys have got hard hats and high visibility belts, and they work in teams, and they have cones.
Were these guys in like gym shorts and flip flops?
I'm driving out to Casey's at State Road 3, and they are spot paving where they've done their little patches,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got one guy running a stop sign and a slow sign that's standing next to the equipment in the travel lane, just hoping to. So they've got it down to one lane because they've got paving equipment in one lane,
Right.
and the other lane is where all the cars are supposed to go through. And instead of spending the extra, I don't know, $15 an hour to have a second guy in a two-way walkie-talkie radio, they got one dude with a sign who's just spinning it, hoping and going back and forth and stepping out of the way of the traffic. This is a very hilly road.
I was gonna say
Visibility is not good.
There's also like two blind hills on this road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see, and they've got massive equipment.
And it heavily traveled between,
Oh, yeah.
the school and
Yeah,
the
in
highway
neighborhood,
right
it's all
there
stuff
and the
that's going on.
neighborhood.
It's
Yes.
it's the number one east-west corridor in your
Right.
ward,
Yes.
and
Yep.
it's
Yep.
so they're trying to pave it, and this guy's out there just winging a prayer, hoping.
Mm.
Whereas the other one, there's 70 people working for Milestone at a time. I decided that Case is the Spirit Airlines of asphalt contractors, and Milestone is like the Delta. Everybody says Delta Airlines is like the top end with a first class and safety. I think these guys are the Spirit Airlines.
You say that, but I mean, unrelated to your analogy, we've had some success with Spirit. So don't go knocking Spirit. But I did tell Dave Barker, I said, whoever paved Walmart's parking lot, that's who I want. Now, obviously, we don't get to pick and choose. But
That might be the funniest thing is that we've had all these projects. They've been drug out. You never know what's going to happen.
right.
Kroger and Walmart completely repaved their parking lot in 48 hours.
But did Kroger fix the flashing LED light?
don't think they
Okay,
did.
yeah,
No, I
no,
think they
keep
did
that.
That adds to the effect.
Yeah.
They have one light.
It's
It's like a
awful.
horror movie
Drives
light.
me nuts every time.
But they both completely repaved their parking lot. Not just relined or whatever. They repaved their parking lots
Yeah.
in like 2 days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Both of them.
It's legit. But I do want to shout out Public Works Director Dave Barker, Street Commissioner Lee Walker. Both have communicated extremely well. Dave's probably tired of hearing from me, looking for updates and hey, what's going on down there? And I actually was on the phone with both of them today because I knew that the Riley project was done. So one roadblock we could get rid of, and then Dave actually said they were done further south. So it's open.
It was
It's open.
I traveled it today a couple of times. What was the one a little further south? Just out of my own curiosity, it looked like some big plastic pipe.
Yeah, when
Some
they
water
fixed,
lines dealing with the big water line fix they did a couple weeks ago.
kind of. So when they fixed the valve there on South Main, they discovered actually a drainage issue that was causing a sinkhole. They caught it proactively. They were able to fix it, and it just got on, the contractor's schedule quicker than expected. Which is, I told
That's a great thing.
I told Dave, like, I'd rather have that problem and, it kind of spring up than the other. So it's great that we were able to fix that issue. And yeah, things are looking better over there. Just don't knock Spirit. Knock on wood.
Totally other.
Knock on wood.
Listen, I booked a Frontier Airlines flight today for the first time in my life.
That's one that we did not have a good
I
experience
am
with.
easy. This is a controversial conversation in the Morrell household. We're taking a flyer out of Cincinnati because the timing of the flights was better than anything offered out of Indianapolis.
I get it. It's worth it.
We're gonna try.
What's the worst that could happen?
The worst that
you
can
can't
happen?
say
is
that.
You can't say that when you're
The worst that can happen is
I'm
that
not
I don't have
flying,
to
I
worry
drive.
about flying ever again.
Yep.
There's a lot of things. I don't even know that's the worst thing that can happen while you're flying. You get stuck in like Cincinnati for like a day.
There was a 6-hour flight I just heard about where the bathrooms malfunctioned and they started backing up onto the floor of the flight.
Oh. And Cincinnati's got a nice little bourbon bar, I think, in their airport.
Well, because it's in Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 40 minutes further to drive to the Cincinnati airport than it is the Indianapolis
I
airport.
was going to say
from my
there's not
direct flight.
much difference.
It's pretty darn close. And when one's a direct flight and the other one is not,
Yep.
and one is less than half the money the other one is, it's a pretty compelling argument.
This is how you get a DoubleTree.
It'll be like a city bus, though. You like standing up and holding onto the road.
Yeah, right. It's coming.
You got to
I
pay
bet
for
you.
the seat.
Yeah, they're
I
working
bet
on
you
it.
it's coming.
Well, have you seen the seats are like double decker? So basically, if you're in the
Yeah,
back,
you're in somebody's-
just inhaling their farts.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Right.
but if it's a husband and wife, you're used to doing it anyway. It's just like being in a
I
twin
don't
bed.
think yeah.
It's like sharing a twin. It's a 2.5-hour flight. It'll be fine. All right, we're getting away from picking on this city councilman we got to come in here. We got some finger pointing to do. What's going on with the city financials? We had Ashley Huffman was on, and your council president.
Yep.
They were on a couple weeks ago and explained their side of things.
Right.
Clay Morgan was on the week before, and he had his list of concerns.
Right.
From your spot as a single ward representative.
Yep.
Going on, I don't know, 30 years on the council or whatever you got. Multiple terms.
I think I'm at 10 right now, or close to it.
The man had hair when he went on the council.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, I did.
That's been that long
He's
ago.
skinnier, too.
Tell us how things are. There was, the Cliff Notes is that when we had Ashley and Rex on, we said, hey, after the last city election, had to borrow a bunch of money and to bond to make payroll. How do you feel about where things are today and what the next couple of years goes towards before we have our next re-election?
Yeah. Well,
our next election cycle.
I've always said that I understand Clay's concerns for sure, but I do think that the outlook now is far different than, when we were in the kind of thick of it. From what I know at this point, we've got more money in the bank. The funds are looking good. I know that takes, and that's the hard part of it, right? That takes everybody. It takes department heads. But there's also stuff that you can't plan for when it comes to your health insurance plan. It comes to maintenance on expensive trucks and equipment. So all in all, I think that things are in good shape. I think the trajectory is good. I think that it's going to take, it's going to take longer than I expect. Baker Tilly presented at the last council meeting, I believe. And when he mentioned about what time we would be out of that health fund deficit, I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to take that much longer. Now it's like 4 years, which is not terribly long in the big scheme of things. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to take some responsibility and some really bearing down and continuing to do that. But I think, from everything I've seen, we are headed in that direction, which is, it makes me feel good. The kink in the system is going to be this, trickle down from SB1 from the state. We'll see what happens. I think that terrible. I understand what it was meant to do, but I think what the taxpayer is going to get out of it, like in their pocket, is not going to outweigh the detriment that it's going to do to their city and county services. And I think we'll see that. And I don't know if that could change, anytime before then, but we've obviously have those projections. And, I just did, if you're not aware, I have started a little video series called Civic Minutes. This last episode this week, I tried to get it done before this show on purpose. was about,
stealing all the good topics. For
That's
you,
right.
So.
That's right. Well, one thing that I've said for years is, there's a lot of confusion because the county government obviously is in the news a lot. And so I think people assume the county council functions the same as the city council, and it's not close. So, go to my city council Facebook page and you can see the difference between county council and city council because, we are coming up on budget time. City council will vote on that budget. But that's pretty much it. Conversations will be had, whether they're listened to and the budget's adjusted based on those conversations. Who knows? But all we've got to vote.
You mentioned one more thing I wanted to ask about.
Yeah.
Baker Tilly.
Yeah.
So that is an advisory group that the city hires to say, hey, this is what other communities are doing. This is what your taxes look like. These are your projections.
Right.
These are our opinions. How long has the city been using groups like that? Are they a new tool or have they always been around?
I think since I've been on the council, they've always been around. Now, when they come in might differ. If there's a special project that takes bonding or special funding, that's when we typically see them. But I think, you talk about how the government is built, right, for a city our size and what the salary is for a clerk treasurer of any town, let alone city. They're controlling like a $25 million budget, $30 million budget. And somebody in the private sector that's managing that kind of budget is going to make way more. And
they're making six figures.
Oh, easy. And so, I think there are some limitations there. I think that, Ashley, Brenda, it's a feeder system, right? Like they've worked in those offices and then they became the clerk treasurer. And I think that helps with that experience and you need that. But also Baker Tilly brings a level of expertise. Like that's what they do day in and day out. And not just for Newcastle, for other communities. Yeah, right. So I really appreciate their insight, their oversight, their, assistance. I think it helps clarify things in what is kind of murky water.
Now, you and I have had this long-standing discussion about city trash.
Yes.
And my trash.
Yes.
And I don't want to say that I was
skeptic
maybe I was a little skeptical of the city trash service, but some things changed for me, Mr. Bones.
Okay.
Our local yokel trash company was purchased by the big out of town corporation. So I don't have a relationship with Mr. Big B anymore.
Oh.
Not Mr. Big Bones, but Mr. Big B.
Yeah.
They're on Spiceland Pike.
I might have to...
They're now Rumpke. And Rumpke raised our trash rates after they bought the service.
That's why you have to fly Frontier.
They said, hey, you want a free that in Southwest sucks now. They said, hey, do you want a free trash toter? And I said, sure, I do. And then the next month they go, actually, now there's a fee for that second toter.
Yeah.
But that first welcome email, hey, you want a second toter? Sure. They're free, right? Yep, they are. And then they hear, here's your invoice with that second toter fee. Cool. And then I asked about Rex Peckinpah about this when he was on the show. I said, hey, I'm looking around the neighborhood and I'm seeing some City of Newcastle cans.
Right.
And he said, well, maybe somebody stole them. We don't offer trash service down there. Well, okay. We have a neighborhood Facebook group chat. I know, Zach, you're not in it, Zach. I'm sorry. It's a group chat you're not in.
Yeah. I'm north of Q.
One of my neighbors.
I'm not allowed in Caucasian estates.
One of my neighbors says, hey, they're definitely picking up trash down here.
Yeah, that was a discussion like months ago, wasn't it?
Well, it's like it was a soft rollout. So it's $20 a month.
Right.
I'm like, I'm paying like $90 every 3 months for my service.
Yep.
I don't know if this is going to include large trash pickup whenever the hell I want it or not. I don't know what the deal is.
On your day.
On my day. So they said I left a message for the city, and about 20 minutes later, Lee Walker called me and said, hey, you want to sign up? And I said, sure.
Got the big wig calling.
They brought now I don't know if that happens to everybody.
Nice. Or must be VIP. I don't know.
Or if it's because of this show or because Councilman Dicken was booked this week and we were going to talk about it.
Your phone number is flagged in the system.
Yeah. They screen that call first and then they call them back.
Yeah, voicemail and then, no, top of the office has to talk to this joker.
Get him back on the phone.
So I got 2 brand new trash cans. Now, right now I have this game of I had paid trash up through the end of this month. So I've got 4 trash cans. I said, "This
awesome.
It's time to
this
clean
is
the, time to
fall
clean the
cleaning
garage.
time.
Yeah, time
We
to
are
get some
throwing
cleaning done.
We are throwing stuff away. Monday and Wednesday is trash day. We are cleaning
Look
stuff
at
out.
you.
No, that's big talk. We haven't done it yet. We have not done it yet. But these are brand new,
Got some good weather to do
perfect
it.
trash toters.
Yeah.
They didn't give me the scrub.
Dump
they gave
some
me,
milk
they gave
in
me
there.
some good
Let
ones.
it marinate.
I want to know. This my big complaint is when Big B was there. If something was wrong with my trash toter, it was like, "Oh, we'll come fix it." They would fix it the next day, and I paid for that service. Which councilman comes out and fixes your trash can when it breaks? That's what I want to know.
So
is it going to be you or Mark Koger or Mike Guffey? Who's
Mark
coming out to fix my trash can?
Loves talking about trash, by the way. So if you see Mark, bring it up. Bring up chickens in the city limits. He loves that as well. So I was thinking every time I come on this show, I think back to the first time I was on and how much things have changed. And I know we've talked about this for years, really. And I was actually just thinking about how much things have changed in the sanitation department. And part of it is, yes, we've increased the fee, the trash fee. It's still very affordable, comparatively speaking, when you look at other communities. But also I know that's, people don't care what other communities are paying because it's impacting their pocket. And I understand that. But, we have a collection of toters that are ready to go out. If you have a broken toter or lid's half snapped off, which has happened before, although I've not heard about that much lately.
I think
maybe they're more durable.
We switched types of cans. I think the new cans are more resistant to that. And
yeah, they go all the way back. The other ones I think stop.
Trucks to beat the hell out of them.
I think you're probably. More or less. So I've not heard of any issues. If people need a toter, you call, they get a toter. If you've got branches, from a storm, you set them out. Now, they're busy, right? With the wood chipper, they're busy with large trash. But if you're setting that stuff out on your trash day, it should be no problem. So, again, testament to, Lee Walker and those employees, are the ones that are out doing it day in and day out. But I think it's significantly improved within the last several years. So I don't think you're going to have any problems. I don't think you're going to have any complaints. But I'll give you my personal phone number after this show. And if you do, just let me know.
So, Mr. Bones, I have city water.
Okay.
I have city trash.
All right.
And I have city sewer.
Okay. But you're not in the city?
But I'm not in the city. So I don't get to vote for any of these people.
Not yet.
So you might as well just hike his rate.
I love saying that. Not yet.
If the mayor listened, he would just roll his eyes. Right now.
Not yet.
I don't know.
I just don't know. I have the benefit of lower taxes.
Yeah.
Right?
Not anymore.
But it makes sense. It's a developed neighborhood that is
city limits
10
adjacent.
feet from
city
the
limit
line.
adjacent.
I can see how
And so
city limits.
when it comes to the services, trash service specifically, it's just, running the trash can or the trash truck through there and picking them up. And that's, I think great. And good point on the large trash. You don't have that right now.
Well, I don't know what I have.
Neither does Rumpke.
I don't know what I have. At this point, Rumpke runs my neighborhood twice a week. The people that were the Rumpke people before and the people that were the Big B people that are now Rumpke. So I have no idea. I have literally no idea.
Trash gets picked up at Jeremiah's 3 times a week.
Yeah, I think I put it out any day and somebody will take it.
I feel like one of those totes you should turn into a hot tub. You've seen those little clips of people soaking in there. They're brand new. You said brand new.
Oh, the city trash can. Yeah,
perfect.
The other ones have been around a while.
Don't use those.
There's some rough stuff that's happened. Use those. We have to do a lot of bleaching. I'm just trying to think about all the pipe fittings I need to make a hot tub out of a trash can.
Yeah. I expect to see
a little flex seal on there. We'll be good to go.
There's a little bit more insulation. Good luck with that.
Do you think I'm going to be in city limits and be able to run for office? Because I'd probably get drawn into Ward 4, and that would be a really fun year.
Yes.
It would be a really fun year.
I've challenged Brittany. I said, Brittany, you should run.
Will you run against me,
Run
Brittany?
for, think about all the news coverage we'd get, and then I'll just drop out at the last minute, and you'll be stuck.
Mr. Bones, you have trash service in the city of Rushville?
No, I'm not in the city.
You're in the county. You're
I'm
like
in the
me.
county. No, I don't have city water.
Okay.
I don't have city gas. I don't have anything city.
Does it smell like eggs when you shower on that well water out
Nope.
there? sulfur.
Nope. We'll turn crap red though.
You got the iron.
Yeah.
Got that iron. We have all utilities available in my neighborhood.
Oh,
And all
very
the stuff.
slick.
Yeah.
Rushville's trash, I think they also do recycling.
They do.
You have to take your
The
recycling to your mom and dad's
sanitation
house.
department.
Oh, no.
Straight to the dumpster.
No, Dad comes and gets it.
Well, that's even better.
No, Dad does not come and get it.
That's even better.
Everything goes
Every
to-
morning he comes to get, and he drives the little cans to Michigan for a dime.
He does. But yeah, I don't have anything city in Rushville. So I'm not the one to talk to about that. We're all county.
Well, stay tuned. But I'm officially a customer.
Great.
That side.
Thank you for your business. I mean that.
Listen, I tried to leave.
You
a
say
tip.
that now.
You saw what I did when I went on vacation, Councilman, and I left my hose on for 7 days.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling the city and telling them to take the comma off of it. It was great.
Can we move that decimal a couple places to the left, please?
Feel like I've paid my taxes for the year now. All
Yeah, we
right.
appreciate that too. Thank you.
National, as a little donation to the city that I love. National news. Today is September 11. Happens every year. 24 years ago was the attack that everybody's going to remember for the rest of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Don't love remembering the attack, but I do like to remember how everybody came together.
Yeah.
After the fact.
I would say, like, we should live like we did September 12th.
Yeah. Mr. Bones, you were in high school probably at the time.
Mm-mm. Nope. I wasn't.
Junior high?
Junior high.
I had just graduated high school
Old ass.
and signed up for selective service, and then this happens. Oh my God.
Gosh.
Pure panic,
Yeah.
right? Because the draft's coming back. They had just gotten rid of it 20 years before,
And then Jeremiah's up in Canada September 13th.
I'm visiting my
Yeah,
visiting
right.
my cousins.
What a random.
Had to drive there because you couldn't fly.
Right.
Yeah. So that
Man.
was
Like that, and that's like one of the things I do remember how eerily quiet it was because
yeah.
there was nothing.
no flying.
Gas lines to the gas station. I remember on 3.
So on my way home from work, I did the American thing and I got gasoline because nobody knew. I think it was the Cocaline at Indiana and State Road 3.
Good golly, you just dated that. I remember that.
I don't. I'm out on that one.
The cocaine. Yeah, I remember cocaine.
I remember Air Force One flying over that afternoon.
It's
we
a
were at football practice.
it's a Shell station now.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Gas prices went way up too, because they didn't want everybody filling their tank because that's all you could do.
Right.
Wasn't much you could do.
Right.
Air Force One flew over Rushville.
Yeah.
That was the only plane in the
It
air.
was the only plane in the air, so you knew it was surrounded by fighter jets and made a sonic boom.
That's crazy.
Wow.
See, like, I don't know. I mean, you would think Newcastle's close enough. And I was at tennis practice. We still had tennis practice too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Wild.
24 years ago, 2 years ago, I got to visit Ground Zero and did that memorial, and
Mhm.
that was just surreal.
Sombering.
Yeah. Crazy time.
It is.
You had some thoughts on 9/11? Are you good?
I mean, no, I just like, being an adult is hard. And, being an adult in the front of a classroom full of, 20 to 30 sophomores that just took a big standardized test, you haven't been able to turn the TV on. Family friend, I was in his classroom, Mr. Robbins, and he turned the TV on as soon as the last test came in, and we all just sat there together and just were stunned. And then you walked out in the hall, everybody, I don't know, but you think about it all comes down to community and being surrounded by the right people. And I think we were fortunate to have those types of people there.
What was middle school like?
I don't remember much. I remember not like really knowing junior high, you don't really know what the hell's going on. You just know this is big and it's sad, but you don't really know. So it's kind of my feelings on September 11th and 12th and the days after were, I was a young kid.
Yeah.
I can't really,
Not fully developed.
not really fully.
process.
I'm not sure I'm still fully developed.
We could take a vote.
I bet it's closer than your elections you ran for.
Oh. I'm going to tie the Libertarian Party around your ankle and see how you
Bones
do.
hasn't even been around here to know how the elections went. Then
He knows. Bones met me when I was in Rushville trying to help somebody get elected mayor of Rushville.
Yeah.
He stood outside the polling place for, I don't know, 9 of the 12 hours I was there just
yeah.
to bother me.
Yeah, I did.
That's how I met him.
Nice.
outside the polling place has been one of my favorite places to be lately because there's some really funny stuff that can happen outside the polling places if it's not too cold. So yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how friendships start.
Yeah.
That was
we're here.
2011, maybe 2009, 2011, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Wherever the municipal year was for Rushville back in the day.
Whatever Pavy's first year,
That's right.
he's still there.
That's right. 4 more years. All right. We had a really cool show planned, and we didn't have much for national news. And then yesterday, Charlie Kirk was murdered or assassinated. You choose the term you want to use. Speaking at a college in Utah. For this audience has people that know exactly who that is, and this audience has people that don't have any idea who Charlie Kirk was. Charlie was a 31-year-old thought leader on the right, and his big shtick was that he would go to universities and have a conversation with people and debate them. And that's where he was. That's what he was doing. And he had north of 1,000 people in on a college campus outside. And there would be a microphone there, and they would have a discussion about politics. And his thoughts were often very controversial. That's how he got attention. And he would have a conversation using the First Amendment in the exact place we're supposed to use the First Amendment. And somebody shot him, and we don't know how it's going to turn out. We know that he lost his life, and we know that there's a manhunt going on for the people that shot him. The same event happened. He spoke in June at Purdue University. So this a national, the guy went all over the country and did this, and he led a lot of people. Podcaster, friends of ours or friends of his. So it's nobody in this room knew Charlie Kirk, but there are friends of people in this room that knew Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
Rough time.
Yeah.
Yep. Once again, it's a conversation where it's the days where I don't like being on social media.
Yeah.
Really don't like
100%.
watching television.
No.
I got home around 4:00 yesterday, turned the TV on, had CNN on for about 45 minutes. And as soon as my wife came downstairs from work, I said, nope, we're turning it off. We're done.
Yeah.
Because she hates that side of the news.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't have information. There's always a rush to say, hey, we're going to get this out. We're going to say this. I think twice yesterday in the media, they said, hey, they caught somebody, and then they rolled it back immediately, including the director of the FBI who tweeted out, hey, we caught somebody, and they said, actually, it wasn't the right person.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be real vulnerable and just say that, my thoughts have been banging around my head, 24 hours, because I can't get it figured out. I mean, I think that number one, this kind of, act cannot be tolerated. It's absolutely, utterly depressing that this is the life or the world that we live in that has escalated to this point. Because yes, I mean, I have a lot of friends on all sides, all throughout the spectrum, and I don't agree with some of them, but it obviously would never escalate that much. And he's a father, somebody's son, obviously. And so I think that for me, it's been a duality, right? Because I can feel all those things and respect him as a human being, but also, like I didn't agree with him. And also I think, honestly, some of the things that he's said are terrible. And I think he is also, I've seen a lot of people say, he was a man of God. He's probably led a lot of people to Christ, but I also think some of the things he's said aren't that Christ-like. But so again, being very vulnerable because I don't have it figured out. And I think that's what social media has done is
It's black or it's white.
You pick a lane and you don't have a
Yes.
conversation. And that's the part that's so sad to me, is that we as a country are supposed to have. My political beliefs always start from a place of nonviolence, a non-aggression principle, and you don't initiate the use of force. You don't. So it violates the absolute core of what politics is supposed to be about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I don't believe in violence and force when it comes to foreign policy. I certainly don't believe in it when it comes to people that have a different political view of you.
Right. And that's, the violence period can't be condoned, whether it's an influencer or it's, an elected official, if it's a school classroom full of kids. And that's where I guess I get frustrated, and probably nobody's going to be shocked when I say this, but, thoughts and prayers, absolutely. But, what is faith without acts? And that's, something my grandmother always said was, the Lord helps those who help themselves. And by God, we need to do something. And I know this is a very strong libertarian podcast, and there are probably some strong thoughts. But again, that's what I love about respectful disagreement. We can come to a conclusion that, on certain topics that we may not agree on, and walk away. And it's that human element. And people need to take more neighborhood walks together. And they need to, share more bourbon on the front porch together, because that's the environment, where you can have those conversations and come to a disagreement.
Yeah. It's a sad day. I looked at it and I thought, man, there's a lot of people that lifelong friendships can end over these kinds of things.
Right. Yeah.
And we can all have opinions, right? Doesn't mean that you have to share it out loud. Doesn't mean that you have to broadcast it to the world. Doesn't mean that you're, I see a lot of, if you believe this, unfriend me now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
As I shared with these guys before the show, Facebook pays me now. I make anywhere between $8 and $17 a month from Facebook. So I won't unfriend anybody anymore.
No.
I'll hit the unfollow button.
Yeah.
I need to take a break from you. I don't need to say what you're saying right now.
I've got a long list.
I may love you, but I need a minute. So I need my distance. So the unfollow button is something I've used, or you close Twitter, X, whatever, Blue Sky, whatever you're on, and you just take a damn minute.
Well, and just, agree that we're all living in this world that's really chaotic, especially now more than ever. And we're all trying to figure it out together. Yeah, I've seen it all across the spectrum on my social media, and there's things on, both ends that I just kind of shake my head about. But I like to remind people that, I'm human. I like to have that human connection, hey, you're not in this alone. And even though we disagree, we're still the human race.
Yeah. When things happen, it doesn't immediately have to be politics for me, right? Like we don't know motivations. Everybody goes to their corner and has their argument and says, "Oh, this is the thing," or
points
that's the
fingers,
thing. Yeah, or uses it for their agenda.
Yeah.
And yesterday was a really, really sad day for the families involved, for the 1,000 kids at college that just went to the most core function of being a college student, being a part of a public conversation, and now they've got trauma for life. Right.
And the kids that went to school, and the kids that were going to the Catholic Church, and people going to work, and
that part of it's just is very saddening. We always get through it as a country. We don't know how this one's going to turn out. We don't know motivations. We've been told twice that somebody was arrested. We don't know why. We don't know who. We don't know the reason. Conspiracy theories fly immediately because that's what we do. And then we take a quarter of a truth and we turn it into a third of a truth. And then we say somebody said this and then was that. And we get further and let's just go watch JFK. So that's that. Any thoughts, Zach or Bones, before we move on?
You sent a message yesterday saying it's starting to feel like the 1960s, and yet I was not alive during the 60s.
If you watched the documentary,
you've learned enough throughout school in your lifetime that the 60s were not the peacefulest of times. So I'm starting to kind of agree with you. But we did get some really good music out of the 60s. So
stay tuned to Tyler Childers.
Hope springs eternal.
Send somebody to the moon. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
To the moon. Invest in your Dogecoin. All right, state news. This is where your Patreon subscription is going to come in nice because you got a bunch of links sent to y'all. The Indy Star had a story that I posted that I was just cracking up at. Just 2 days ago on September 9th. Carmel city leaders are not happy about RV parking near City Hall, so they're going to change the rules, Mr. City Councilman.
Yep.
There's a bothersome RV, according to the Indy Star, that is it's a Class C, Zach. So one of the ones that's a big box truck.
Yep.
And it keeps getting parked in a city parking lot and using more than one parking space.
The audacity.
Yeah.
It's stretching into two spots. The Star article seems to indicate that these people don't want to pay for storage at $150 a month, so they just keep sticking their camper in a city parking lot or maybe at the local Kroger, and they're moving it around town just enough to not get in trouble. But the city is tired of it. So they said, we are going to change the rules so that you can't use any more than one parking space if you are parking in the city of Carmel by the cornfields.
That's impressive.
Welcome
That's
to
how
Carmel.
they kind of went after that issue. Like, hey, we're going to make a because I've seen, big trucks do that.
Yeah, I do that.
What? I mean,
Not
functionally,
in Carmel, you don't.
functionally, this is a problem for the guy that has the long bed. My father-in-law, who has a long bed crew cab truck,
Yeah, right.
he can't park his truck anywhere.
No.
Right.
He's hosed. He's got to hope to street park the bitch and pay for two spots, I guess.
But
what are we doing here?
that's, right. That's if you watch Civic Minutes, episode 3 on my Facebook page, legislative branch, like that's well within their reason. Now, they're not going to be able to enforce that. The administration of Carmel is going to have to enforce it. And that, could present its challenges, could be interesting.
So
they
the-
could choose or not to choose.
The city
to do
police
that.
officers that are out there
Right.
making sure nobody
Parking
turns left
ticket,
in a
right.
roundabout are now going to have to be on motorhome watch.
Right. Yeah.
I looked at this and I thought, wow, they've almost got real problems in Carmel.
Almost. You're almost there.
Almost got a taste of real problems.
I mean, they might have to pull their policemen back into Carmel from harassing the neighborhoods around Carmel to enforce this. It's like a nice motorhome.
yeah, it's not a shitbox.
It's
This
not
is
a
not
crap
Cousin
box.
Eddie.
It's
No.
This is $100,000
One-
plus.
Yeah.
Very nice late model, last 2, 3, 4 years on a Ford 450, 550 chassis.
I thought it was. I found it funny that I can only see part of the article. I don't subscribe to Indy Star, but I thought it was like an employee driving this. The fact that they're parking it in a city lot is hilarious, like next to town hall. So, but the mayor just has to stare at it out of his window or whatever. But maybe the guy should roll the awning out and cook some burgers, and maybe they'll leave him alone.
There you go. Or get a bunch of friends to also park their RVs
Yeah.
down there.
Just down there,
Just-
tailgate before anything and everything.
Yep.
There's a whole parking study that's going to come from this now for Carmel. They're not going to.
That might be
this-
the fun
they're-
part is to see how much money they spend to get this ordinance
Oh, yeah.
in place.
In there, have they tried talking to the owner?
No.
Like all of the things that you could do.
We're going to immediately.
beforehand.
Yeah.
We're going to
Uh,
immediately do at least that's not referenced in the article. Maybe
Right.
they did.
Well, somebody from Carmel that's listening to this podcast right now, you get at me and let me know. Have conversations been had?
Jason Hatfield, I know you're listening. You're a Carmelite. Maybe it's him. Maybe this is Jason's article.
Yeah.
This is the kind of Henry County stuff that you would do.
Actually, you know what? Buy a vinyl lettering machine and turn it into and call it a billboard. What are the I wonder what the Carmel billboard ordinance is. See, this is like part of my problem
what
is
if
I'm
they put
on the
stickers
government
on it?
side, but
What
I
if they
also
put stickers on it that said "Stinkum for mayor," and all of a sudden now it's like for the people.
right.
Cover it in
Re-elect
stickers
and enlist all of the
everybody
city
that's there.
council.
Yeah.
But
Try to win their favor.
But they don't put paid for, so he gets in trouble with the election commission.
Go get the
Gosh.
thing wrapped.
This is we're building a great episode of Parks and Rec is what we're
Yeah.
doing.
I was
here.
just in the heart of I was in the arts and design district over the weekend, and just like, yeah, this is the worst they've got is a nice motorhome being parked in a parking lot. It's not quadruple parked, it's double parked because it looks like it's probably 40 feet long, but 35, But this is, and I love the fact it's at town. It's like the city building. So
They see it when they look out the window.
Not on the
Yeah.
outskirts.
Yeah.
It's not like on the edge.
no,
It's a problem for me.
It's right there on range line.
yeah, they're looking outside and just staring at this thing while they're sipping their like espressos or whatever. Because Carmel doesn't have like real problems. This is what this looks like. One motorhome. They're writing a more in what
Now, listen, it's a slippery slope to become in California where they got all these homeless people living in their motorhomes and city parking lots out there camping.
Well, the funny thing is that then the ramifications of, I'm assuming they're not using like, is that what happens if I guess you could permit your way around this. If like a political figure wants to come to town, but he can't park his motorhome anywhere inside the city limits because they've written this ordinance for this one guy. Because I've talked on the show about
Mitch Daniels running for governor. They would ticket Mitch for his 2 hours just there having a rally at the city hall.
One of my favorite stories with the city government was that some people came in and complained about their neighbor had like 16 cars and he wanted them all parked around or whatever. And the city said, okay, this sounds reasonable. They wrote an ordinance. They came back, and then right when they passed on the last reading, the original family, the women came in and were like to see it, and then they heard it read and understood, and then realized that they were in fact
In violation.
also violation of the ordinance that they'd had
I
written.
remember that.
So they had come in here because they wanted to rule against that guy, not against them, and they finally got that collectively these two people had like it was like 12 cars parked on the street between 2 or 3 people. So it'd be interesting to see if I was at a car show and there was a little motorhome parked in the car show. So I went up there and go let that little Volkswagen minibus from the 60s back in there because it was a motorhome. Because it had a
how
sink.
does it? Will it fit?
It'll fit in a parking space.
Will it fit inside?
Yeah,
Because they're not coming after RVs. They're just coming after things that won't fit in a parking space.
Landscaping
somebody's
trucks are gonna have a
dually's not
problem.
going to fit in a
Yeah,
parking
landscaping
space.
trucks.
There are so many vehicles that I think, and this is my concern. Is this a constitutional problem, Councilman? My constitutional right to own a dually Ram
Or a car from 1950s.
You know what?
my boat.
You know who'd like to fight that? You get a farmer that rolls in there who's got money, and he'll fight that. Yeah, there's a lot of vehicles that might not. Interesting, yeah. Or if it's anything that's double parked.
I mean, you look at Main Street where it like jogs, and that road couldn't have changed that much. I think cars are obviously just getting bigger, and then all of a sudden you have to change your parking. Like, hey, we can't park on the street anymore because cars are too big. It obviously worked at one time, but
There'll be ramifications. Like all the Sprinter vans rolling around just delivering Amazon packages.
yeah, right.
We're going to put this under the category of the Indiana counties coming in. Of just stupid things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith is in the news
Speaking of
twice
which,
this week. He had a town hall down in Newburgh. I saw this story sitting in the Starbucks Evansville, in
not
the
far.
DoubleTree.
Not far.
Right next door. It was in Vanderburgh County, and next door is Warwick County. That's where Newburgh is. He had Wednesday night. He had a town hall, and 2 women were not happy about it, and they got themselves arrested protesting.
I think leaving
And
actually.
they got tackled by the Warwick County Sheriff's Department. There's an ongoing investigation. Somebody will really talk about it.
Here's my thing with Beckwith. Okay.
Yes.
And it's probably like file this under the obvious category. It's attention. It's everything that's wrong with social media, right? Like he wants the clicks, he wants the attention, he wants the spotlight, because he just keeps talking. So you can have that exchange. And again, going back to what we were just talking about 10 minutes ago, like he may have been a nervous wreck when that lady got up and started, approaching the exit, because you just don't know. I mean, I've had those thoughts when people get up and leave that I don't know at city council meetings, because you just don't know what's going to happen in the world today. But he did not have to go on further to use TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, or anything. He could have just let it be, and it would have fizzled out. I mean, it's that's, and I see that on repeat from him, right? Like he opens his mouth and it just keeps going, and he can't stop it. And then other people have to, intervene to try to clean it up. I mean, you talk about what he said about the 3/5 compromise. Like, just focus. The lieutenant
His
governor,
job
from
is-
what I know,
His
yes.
job is to cover
Yes.
agriculture
Yes.
and rural broadband.
I was
at this
just
point.
gonna say, and in Main Street organization, all great stuff that, I thought, man,
He's got
I
okra.
would love to know somebody who's going to run for governor that would make me lieutenant governor, because it's all the fun stuff that I love about government. You get to support people, you get to get people money, you get to celebrate communities, and my God, like, just do that job, and incredible. And
Get to
again,
roll
somebody
around
else that
in
uses
a high country Chevrolet
Yeah.
with the 6.2.
or a Cybertruck. And again, somebody who, I don't know. I'm not, this is judging, I realize, and I shouldn't judge, but somebody who does a lot of things in the name of God, and as a fellow Christ follower and believer, aren't necessarily Christ-like. But that's just my 2 cents.
So we'll see how it all shakes out. Beckwith described it saying that he said Beckwith reportedly told the crowd that unfortunately it's a mental disorder as the woman made her way to the exit. There was a commotion. She was tackled. That she had interrupted a number of times throughout the town hall.
Right.
Not able to stay out of the news. Lieutenant Governor Beckwith on Friday also got caught with a little bit of empathy, and he immediately deleted the tweet. So he met with a group of Haitian pastors in Marion County, Indianapolis, and he listened to them, and they said that because he's also a pastor, I think from either Hamilton County or Marion County. He said the Haitian people have endured earthquakes and violence. Now more than 40,000 are seeking asylum in Indiana. Says that when he spoke with the pastors, they spoke about barriers of language and culture while also discussing the power of faith and family. He said he saw a community that was asking not for a handout, but people determined to work hard, raise their children, become contributors to the great Hoosier state, and assimilate in the American way of life. Unfortunately for him, somebody read that tweet from the conservative news world, and they bullied him into deleting empathy and compassion.
Unfortunately, this dude finally said something smart.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
This dude
normal.
finally
It's
said
normal.
something reasonable. No.
That goes against our brand.
I think the Indiana Capitol Chronicle is the one that put the story together.
I think he's one of those people that's actually probably a very decent human being in private, and he has a public persona.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of stuff where you can see like positions that he takes, and then you go find people that know him, and they're like, oh, there's stories that are positively not within the scope of what you see as a person online.
I could see that.
It was like the kind of his party's position on like LGBT. I think there's stories about him. He has a friend who's transgendered and had like surgery. He like took them baked goods to the hospital and like visiting his friend. Like, so he's
right.
He values that person as a person and
Right.
like was supportive of them. But then he also says unhinged things, because unhinged things get you views and get you attention. And
that's what's everything is wrong. Like, and I've said that about, some people that I know, I build up this like buffer when I talk to them in person. And then afterwards, I'm like, that was actually pleasant. And it's because there's some sort of, it's a little bit disingenuous that there is a persona online and on social media, but that's the nature of it, right? Compared to how they are in person. And again, if we did less social media and more front porch sitting, maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
So in 2024, Beckwith was very, very much anti-Haitian in his posts and his Twitter commentary back at that time. So this is a bit of a difference. Beckwith first said after he caught some sniping on the X, he said ultimately we're advocating for a firmness does not mean abandoning love. He wrote in one reply, I was letting down these pastors, letting know we have a responsibility to care for their own community. It's their job to do that. It's not our job to fund them. And then he later said, I'm not advocating for us to have Haitians come to America or Indiana, Beckwith wrote in another reply. I'm saying that the Haitians come to our state, they must do it legally, learn English, and assimilate to our culture. And then he deleted all the posts because he said people weren't getting it.
Which I guess you could comment on his posts on Twitter
So
I'm not
you
gonna call it
cannot.
X, but not on
yeah.
Facebook.
He shut down any on his official government page. You cannot reply. And it's an all or nothing with these accounts. And this is the way government stuff works, is that if you have an official government page, you either have to let everybody comment or you can let nobody comment.
Yeah, right.
That's the you have to pick a lane. So he has the we don't let anybody comment at all choice because he's polarizing and it would be a dumpster fire of the world.
Or some of these some of these have got to be bots.
So instead, people went to his personal Twitter account as well. Bones, you got any favorites in here? Replies that he caught
I don't know.
on his personal account?
Moline 1776. She looks like she probably straight out of the wackadoodle. Mona came straight from Evansville.
You're not reading the tweets. You're just reading the handles.
You really can't. Okay. Moline 1776. Go straight to hell, Micah, and take your illegal alien invaders with you. Resign, you absolute rhino. Get the hell out. Mona, if the Haitian minister's priests want to help the Haitians, they should go to Haiti, not bring 40,000 Haitians here. While they're on their way to assist Haiti, they can take the Haitians who already are here with them.
I just felt like this needed some background music. It makes it so much better.
Let's see. Who's this dude? What's that? How you pronounce that? Druid
317.
Yeah, you need to resign immediately. Start a ministry in Haiti. This administration was a huge mistake for Indiana.
Things are going great in the Beckwith administration. Heartbeat away from the governorship.
Please no.
That is one stroke I hope we don't have.
Listen, the guy flies in a lot of helicopters between Jasper and Marion County.
No, he's fit.
Oh, where'd we find him again?
Rob Kendall found him. Rob Kendall made him lieutenant governor, and now they can't stand each other because this is the internet.
Nice. I know people that personally know him and people that I like. And so, to Zach's point, that's got to be part of it.
He's
but
got to be a character at this point. Like it's a role.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like on Family Guy.
Yeah.
Played by Seth
Rogen.
MacFarlane.
Or Seth Rogen.
There's a lot more weed in that character.
This dude needs weed.
Well, and this is Indiana, so that's not
that ain't legal here.
Let's talk about Karen
officially. All right, sports. I went to the Colts game.
Good for
my trip to Evansville, and I stayed in the DoubleTree, which somebody doesn't think is appropriate. We beat the Dolphins. We talked last week that the Colts had a optimism index of 7% of the fan base thought this was going to be a good season.
I wonder what is it after that game.
I really tried to dig up the playoff projection chances, and I thought that I saw the Colts were up to 68% chance of making the playoffs after the week 1 win. But I couldn't find the damn article again to confirm that. I believe I saw an infographic, but you can't believe everything you see on the internet. I didn't realize that it was the Jim Irsay going into the Ring of Honor game.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
It was neat.
I gotta feel like that's got to be part of
part of the reason
inspiration.
why it goes well, right?
Yeah.
Now, my seats in the company seats, not my personal seats, are in the 500s on the 40-yard line. If you guys some have been to the Colts Stadium, some haven't. You've seen pictures. Between the 400 and the 500 level, there's this little strip about 3 feet tall, and that's where they put the names of Colts honorees. Yeah. So Robert Irsay, Tony Dungy, Jim Harbaugh, Peyton Manning, all these names are in the building. And they've kind of worked their way over to the south end zone, and that's where the next name should go up. Well, Jim died, so they stuck him on the 50 on the available side, which is like 3 sections over from where I'm at.
Nice.
So I'm like, oh boy, they're filling in our side of the stadium. Been in this building since 2008. We finally have enough all-stars to go over by us. Problematically, you're only going to hear about this here. The people standing above the Jim Irsay thing were wearing Dolphins clothes. So they were the ones that were going to be responsible for unveiling Jim's name at halftime. So a suit came over and hooked them all up.
I was going to say that's the time you give them better seats somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
That's
Hooked
what
them
you
all
do.
up with no, they didn't give them new seats. They gave them clothes.
Yeah.
They made them put on shirts and Colts apparel. But one dude was wearing dolphin shorts. So if you look in the glass,
you
he's
can
still
see it.
wearing
Yeah,
his
you can see
dolphin
it.
shorts in the picture.
Nice.
And then another guy's wearing his T-shirt, but he's still got like the teal poking out of
Yeah.
it. I was laughing really hard at it.
But they did a good job.
But
They were respectful and did a
they
well job.
did their job. They pretended like they were Colts fans, and I get anxiety when they're trying to do one of these things, and they've got 15 minutes from start to finish of a halftime. That's all an NFL halftime is, and you can't go past it. So they got to run everybody out there. They introduced every Ring of Honor member that was able to come back, which was damn near everybody that's still living, except for Tony Dungy, who was off doing NBC, and Marshall Faulk. I don't know what his excuse was, but he wasn't there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else was
Forget
there.
about Marshall Faulk.
So Peyton Manning spoke. It was great.
Yeah.
Really cool to see. And the Colts never had an empty possession the entire game.
That's awesome.
It was
We did punt once, but then apparently Rigoberto took one to the leg.
yeah.
And we got that one back and then went down and scored. So 7 possessions, 7 scores.
It's wild.
Not a lot of possessions in a game,
No.
but 33 points.
That's
It means you weren't. They were playing just kind of methodical football.
They were
taking up the
15 play
clock.
drives, 17 play
Mhm.
drives, just going down all day long. So what we're doing this year, Councilman Dicken, is we're taking our Super Bowl predictions from our co-hosts and our guests, and we got everybody else on the record. But I need to know from you,
Oh my god!
now that you've got the advantage of having seen Week 1,
yeah.
who's going to the Super Bowl?
You think
I need
who
to
did
know.
Dakota pick?
He's not been on yet.
Yeah.
Dakota might
Because-
come on between now and the end of the year.
I wouldn't even have a clue, but I'm gonna guess Kansas City because
It's like the WWE. I think there's some, things at play there.
Some Swifties.
yeah,
So you're going to take the Chiefs
So I'm
in
gonna
the
take
Super
the
Bowl
Chiefs.
against.
Chiefs over the.
He doesn't say that.
gosh, I don't even know who else is like even in it. Like I literally
the famous New York Giants. You've got the Dallas Cowboys. You've got the two teams playing on the screen here: the Washington Commanding Redskins and the Green Bay Pickle
I think
Packers.
that the Chiefs versus the Chargers.
Nope,
No.
No,
not possible.
Not fun. Not
Same
possible.
division.
Same.
I don't even know who's in the same division.
Not only the same conference,
I
same
don't even
division.
know who's in the divisions.
Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals,
Yeah,
Bears.
Rams.
Bears.
Sounds great.
All right,
Rams.
Who's your winner? The Rams or the Chiefs? There, buddy.
The Chiefs, definitely.
All right, there we go. Got our big winner. We're gonna mark
The
him
score is going to be
down. I don't need your score.
27.
That is not the only Rams
No,
pick
it's
for the
not.
Super Bowl. Bones has them in the Super Bowl, but losing. You feel better about your Colts now, Mr. Bones, after Week 1?
I don't know yet. That was like really good, and I don't know if there's a couple scenarios here. Either we're a good football team, and I think we kind of are, and the quarterback position is still questionable. We were playing for the boss, so we had a little
It
motivation
was
on
like
our
a
side.
wake
Yeah.
around a football game. You couldn't lose that game.
Or Miami is just that bad.
I was genuinely I was sitting there talking to my customers going, I'm really worried about Mike McDaniel's job right now.
Yeah.
The head coach of the Dolphins. This nerdy little guy who's been who's
Who I like.
who's been very much liked in the news over the years, but is it running a little thin? Tyreek Hill, their star wide receiver, also is facing domestic violence charges or troubles again after.
How many kids he got now?
I don't know. Nobody knows. It's hard. To
I think
track.
we got a baseball team at least.
Probably does. Zach can figure out how many offspring Tyreek Hill has. Last piece of sports news I wanted to get into. This is a fun one. The Philadelphia Phillies played down in Miami against the Florida Marlins, but when we were kids, they were the Florida Marlins.
They correct.
Now they're the Miami Marlins.
Yes.
Even though they play in Miami Gardens, not in Miami. When your team is on the road, you're supposed to all be friends with each other, right? Like you're traveling in,
Right.
and like
You're outnumbered.
You're outnumbered.
Yeah.
Like, I've been the Colts fan at a Titans game. I've been the Colts fan at a Bills game. it's a brotherhood.
Yeah.
When you're there against the other team, right? You found a way to get to that stadium, or your team is finally playing in this town.
You're repping them,
and you're all about your team, and you are proud, right?
unless
Those Dolphins fans that were there that that had to cover up in the Colts game,
They understood their role.
they did their job and they were very respectful.
Yeah.
Phillies fans, they're in the outfield, cheap seats. Home run gets hit, foul ball gets hit
by their
whatever.
team.
By their team,
Yeah.
out into the outfield, and a bunch of fans go to grab it. Loose ball. Rules in a ball stadium, as I understand it,
Ball's on the ground.
until
live
somebody
ball.
has the ball, it's up for grabs, right?
Right.
Bones would probably knock over his mother for a baseball.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Potentially. He'd throw a hip.
He thought about it
Yeah.
for just a second.
I would do that.
Yeah.
So there's this lady with a haircut that some might describe as
Karenish.
Karenish.
What was that? Kate, John and Kate +8.
That haircut is a red flag.
So a dad grabs the ball.
Walks over with some, but no, he didn't go crazy. He goes over there and just picks it up.
He grabs
Right.
the ball, brings it back to his child.
Yes, he walked like
Give-
maybe 8 or 10 seats down.
Gives
They were
the ball
empty.
to the kid. John and Kate +8 haircut comes over and gives a talking to
A stern.
Taps him on the shoulder.
to the guy. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
And he finally says, "Not worth it."
Yeah.
Takes the ball out of the child's hand
Yeah,
and
goes,
gives it to this woman.
Bye.
Says goodbye.
He high roads it hard. He took the high road.
Yeah.
Just
He had way. I would not.
Yeah,
have.
he had no. He did. He's like, this is not worth fighting.
No.
Once again, they are in an opposing stadium. They're in the Miami freaking stadium. Both Phillies fans, allegedly. And so it gets noticed. The Dolphins team, like not the Dolphins, they're all teal. All the Miami teams are teal.
Yeah.
The Marlins, 2-time World Series champs, the Marlins, they come out and they give a swag bag to a Phillies fan who's been hosed.
Yeah.
And they say, we're sorry. And then the Phillies organization finds out about it, sets up a meet and greet, and gives all this cool
With the
stuff.
home run guy.
To the guy that hit the home
Yeah,
run.
autograph that.
Yeah. And they hook this kid up, as you should do.
Yeah.
Now, the internet being the internet has continued to try to find this woman.
Oh, yeah.
And keeps identifying the wrong people.
Oh,
So there's somebody
this is hysterical.
there's somebody in New Jersey who has this woman has literally changed her name, her profile to I am not the Phillies person. Says, but I wish I could move that good and I wish I was that skinny.
Oh, my God.
But she got harassed at work.
Yeah.
She was
over
a school
this.
administrator.
Yeah, she worked
Yeah.
she worked for a
The
New
rumors
Jersey
you
By the
steel
way,
corporation.
America should take a note from how that dad act. The American people, everybody in the world should take a note from how that dad act, and that's how we should act
Yep.
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, like I said,
You stand up for yourself, but then at a certain point, it's
this
not
is
worth
not
it.
worth it.
Yeah,
this
whatever.
person.
And the blessings come,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, 100%.
You turn out to be
Good karma.
yeah, almost everyone in these situations because they're so visible.
Yep.
That the kid almost, especially when there's kids involved,
Oh,
the kid almost never gets out of the park without VIP treatment.
Yeah.
So, like,
a better experience.
better experience than
Right.
they would have gotten with just getting the ball. Because
So-
this is honestly, this happens a bit too often. Like,
Yes.
let's take the things from the
the
children.
school corporation, Hammond Public Schools in Hamilton, New Jersey, said this. The woman identified on social media as Phillies Karen is not and has never been an employee of the school corporation. Anyone
lady.
who works for a school corporation, attended as a student, or lives in our community would obviously have caught the ball barehanded in the first place, according to the site,
that's awesome.
avoiding the entire
Yeah.
situation.
That is awesome. So what I found hilarious, because U.S. Open's going on at the same time, tennis tournament, and it New York City,
Tell
as
me
you
have
can
money
imagine.
without telling me you have money, right? Bones?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You live
It-
by the planks.
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the U.S. Open. I watched the first week when it was streamed on Disney, and then I was
Yeah.
salty when they didn't stream the second
Yeah, I'm
week.
going to say this, though. How long is that tournament always
It's
that
too,
long?
no,
Yeah.
I think their scheduling was terrible.
Man,
this
they
year.
stretched it out. It was
But-
like the Olympics.
The in New York, it's a little different than Wimbledon. Wimbledon, you get a ball hit up in the stands, you get it back down to the ball kid, and it stays the ball.
It's
New
classy.
York, it's up for grabs.
It's a keeper.
They showed a clip of a ball
going between this young kid and then an older man sitting behind him, and it bounced to the older man, and he immediately gave it to the kid. And they said, not canceling me today. That is, comedic timing at its best.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Like,
I love the fact
who
that
takes a ball from a kid?
It happens all the time.
I know. Who thinks this is okay?
There've been a couple where the kid has actually caught it, like been the actual rightful, no questions asked, and somebody has reached down and just ripped it out of the kid's hand. I don't understand, like, because ultimately nobody cares. It looks like a baseball. It just looks like a baseball.
Yeah,
So like
it's just
nobody knows.
Nobody
knows.
knows.
And, like, unless it's like a crazy valuable ball, then it's just you have a ball. Congratulations, you have baseball. It looks like every other baseball. So unless it's like you can go get it autographed or whatever, which you're not going to after you steal it from a kid, I guarantee you they will find a way to keep. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, who cares? Yeah. And then, you're going to victimize a poor kid.
The best part of the story is that it was two opposing fans in the opposite stadium. Like, you should be one.
Yes.
And it said, nope, screw you. Of course, they're from Philadelphia. And Brian Nichols.
I wonder what she did with
they're
the
all
ball.
terrible.
I'm shocked the internet hasn't tracked her down yet.
They keep tracking down the wrong person.
Yeah.
I don't know why they keep
Sorry.
looking at, like, around Philadelphia. This happened in Miami.
Yeah.
Go look down there.
But I'd be like, you look at this woman, she just, how many doppelgangers can she have? She kind of has like
With that haircut,
It's like the aviators with the hat in the profile picture on Facebook. Like, have you seen those where they line them all up?
Yeah.
I mean,
like, how many of them?
There were a lot of people saying that she looked a lot like the senator from Massachusetts. That was the meme I kept seeing immediately, was that it was Senator Warren. I'm like, what the hell did Senator Warren do?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the origin story, and that's how I got turned on to it, was by the memes. And I'm like, really? She was that difficult? Why is she wearing Philly stuff? I'm so confused. And then I dug down and found this story. And I'm like, well, this is in Philadelphia. Those are jerks. And I'm like, this is in Miami. They're all on walkers. I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
It's weird.
Final thoughts, Zachary B?
I don't know if I have much. Busy week. We're getting into second summer. Summer's come back.
It's like 86 degrees.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 90's coming back on Sunday.
Next week, but with lows still around like 60, so it's still going to cool off. And I think I'll take it. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything. No, just go out and you didn't think there's anything going on this weekend. I had a good time at the car show last week. There was a $2 million Porsche that was in California 2 weeks before, and
they trailered that in.
Yeah, apparently it was owned by Rick Hendrick at one point and just been sold. So
that was the one downtown Carmel, right?
Yeah,
killer
car show, great car show. And I ran into some Newcastle people down there. They didn't see me, but I knew they were there. So yeah, other than that, go out and support like a local team or a local business this weekend.
You guys know who GFed is, Aaron Dicken? GFed has got a YouTube channel. This is
I know about KFed.
GFed is a creator who stays in. He's on TikTok, Instagram.
Throwback.
And he goes to stadiums, and his shtick originally was to wait until somebody threw him out. So he would stay in there until somebody tossed him, said, you got to go. He apparently got trespassed for doing something that the NFL didn't like, and he was at the Packers game. And he's trying to do 100 stadiums in 100 days. Sunday he was at Lucas Oil, and they found him on the camera and reminded him that he'd been trespassed and he's not allowed at any NFL thing for like the next 5 years. Colleges and universities love him, and they bring him in and they treat him nicely. The NFL is having a little, it's no fun league. So they say no. I think, and he's in a struggle trying to figure out where he's going to go to get to all these arenas and stadiums. Yeah. And I said, dude, you're in the Midwest. You need to come to Newcastle, make content, go to the Field House, go to Anderson, check out some basketball arenas in this next 100 days.
You can't go to the Field House right now. Still closed.
Got to get trespassed from there too. Gotta find a way to create relevance. I think that you need to bring in these content creators that have millions of people looking after them.
Hoosier Gym would be a great spot.
How long do you think you could stay at the Motor Speedway till someone finds them?
Till Monday.
Yeah.
I've been asked to leave after a race, maybe an hour after a race. a couple
There's
times.
if
I've been
there's no
I've been asked to leave.
I was going to say, if you go in there now and got your way in, I bet no one would see you. And
You know what though? I'll be
There's
honest,
activities
though.
all the time. There's a race next weekend.
Yeah, you have to go in there on the race weekend. You can't go in there on an off day because on an off day they do keep enough security around to keep you at the museum.
Interesting.
If you could get past the museum, the real trick, and I shouldn't even say this because Doug will find out and he'll ban me. If you can get to the turn 2 tunnel without being seen, you're probably good because you can get outside the track or go and sneak into the golf course.
yeah, I was going to say, just play
But
like
but that place is got 24-hour staff.
I have
watching
I have
the
gotten
entrances.
I've been on the golf course and I have gotten to my seats in turn 3 before.
Yeah, well, there's nobody out that way.
There's nobody
But if
out
you
there.
can get, the golf course is probably your best bet to get behind security. But you couldn't go in like I think if you try to go in from
On
the museum
16th Street, you're not
side,
getting in.
You're not getting in. They got people watching that. Multiple people.
Final thoughts, Councilman Dicken?
It's ironic that you bring that up because over the last, well, it started last month and then has carried over this week specifically. So my daughter and I went to a Fever game, lucked out, got tickets for pretty cheap actually, and they were floor seats. I'd taken, the whole point was she wanted to see Caitlin Clark. And I was like, yeah, fat chance. Well, luckily, Caitlin Clark is injured. And so we got there early and had 2 copies of Dad's book. And I realized that was the last time I was on this show was when, Dad had just published his book, Field House of Dreams. You can purchase it on Amazon. And I had brought a copy of the book and we talked a little bit about it. But so got Caitlin Clark to sign our copy, which was really cool, and gave her a copy of the book. And I had some brochures about the Hall of Fame and the Hoosier Gym and everything. So this week, I wrote letters I wrote a letter and sent a Newcastle, because Newcastle did like a Newcastle Barstool Sports shirt, like way back when. And same brochures, 1,000 Degree Pizza menu, and a letter to Dave Portnoy at Barstool Sports with a copy of Dad's book. Because he's, obviously a big sports guy. He's in Indiana. I think he was at IU for a football game, and he comes to Fever games saying, hey, come to Henry County. Let me, we'll get some shots up. Not right now, but hopefully after football season, hopefully the floor's down and it's all good. But, and then my brother said, well, Dad watched, was a big Pat McAfee show fan. So we need to send a book to Pat McAfee. So drafted a letter, sent it to them. It was delivered this week. So if you have connections and know Pat McAfee, I think a show at the Field House would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
We've been doing some marketing for that. If you haven't looked at that book, read it, and let me know what you think. Other than that, again, my Facebook page for City Council, I've been starting Civic Minutes. We talk about updates about the city, things that go on, government, general stuff. If you have ideas, things that we should dive into, let me know. And then I'm going to leave you with this because this is the most important. Church bulletin went out, and this week's reading, you're always welcome to our church. It's the Quaker Church here in Newcastle on Main Street, but it's Mark chapter 12, verse 30, where it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. So go out and love your neighbors.
The cool thing about the Quaker Church,
Quaker Oats.
nobody's allowed to talk. You just have to be quiet.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the first service. We do have an unprogrammed service, and some people like that. You can meditate, you can pray, whatever. And then the second one, ours is more programmed.
no,
It's got
so
some
the
stuff
first
to it.
service, you just walk in there and no one says a word.
Just some peace and quiet.
Now, I don't know if anybody currently goes to that service. We've got a couple that
What time does that start?
You interested?
I'm up,
I'll get
man.
you. I'll get you info.
Bones is like, I'm going to get credit for going to church,
Yep.
and I don't have to interact with anybody,
Yeah.
and I'm out early.
I'm shocked it's not full of just one out of a 2-parent household. Like this is the peace and quiet that they
Yeah, there you go.
You can't tell
Send
me I
your-
can't go. I'm going to
Send
church.
your kids to children's
Yeah.
church. Yeah,
It's at 3:30 in the morning on Sundays.
perfect. You can go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Mr. Bones?
Just like Aaron said, just love your neighbor, love everyone. Let's get along. Stop shooting people, all that. Stop hating everyone.
Yep. It's just the basics.
Yeah, just the basics.
Just the basics. I watched a lot of politicians give speeches and they're getting credit saying, yeah, this guy gets it, or yeah, this is really good. And and it's all saying the exact stuff that makes sense. It's the literal basic where we should all be. And if you're not there saying, hey, have empathy for people, then we got to do some introspective, right? Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate it. Mr. Bones, thanks for making the tremendous recovery and bringing up the premium spirits from on down south.
Thank you for the invite.
My
pleasure.
We are back next week on Wednesday, the 17th, not a Thursday, Wednesday the 17th. And we are currently scheduled to have Sheriff John Sproles with us. So with that, we will put a pin in it. We'll see you back in 6 days.